right, does anybody have enough to bump Gamer off the top of the pylon here? All right, guys. Here is your starting lineup for today's SCL Indy Lights at the Glen. Starting on the pole from Extreme Speed Motorsport is Average Gamer, starting second. In the independent car, your winner last week at Long Beach, Grandpa Bubby, starting third for JME Motorsports. The veteran S2N Remy, fourth for Aussie Race Team, is Flat Out 54 with a good qualifying run. Fifth from JME Motorsports, the veteran Rita St. James, starting sixth, will be Wanma from Extreme Speed Motorsport. Starting seventh is Blondie's Mister from 6-2 Motorsports. Eighth will be Guntar from Green Mountain. Ninth, Super in an independent car. 10th, Daz from Green Mountain. 11th, Silver Bullet from Benson Speed Equipment. And 12th, the current points leader in the series, Progar from Green Mountain. All right, guys, I'm going to hit the booth. Rita, you and Daz and Guntar and Remy, it's all yours. All right, have a good race, guys. Put on a show. All right, so they're getting ready to go here at the Indy Lights at the Glen, round 3 of 10 in the SCL Season 26 Indy Lights Series. We'll be having the Indy cars out here for practice. They've got their race tomorrow night, the Watkins Glen Indy Grand Prix. But we got a few veterans in the field here, but mostly drivers in their first few seasons in the SCL here in this race. Progar, the current points leader, winner at Daytona. It's Grandpa Bubby, who's starting second and won last week at Long Beach. They'll be doing 37 laps on the board, including the parade lap and for the strategy stop. And we will get on the board here at the Glen, running the short circuit without the bus stop, so it's about 2 miles. This race at its distance exactly half of the IndyCar race tomorrow. And Average Gamer, who now is having a breakout season, especially on the international tour, leading the points in the V8 World Tour. But here in Indy Lights, comes up with the pole here today. We got 12 cars in the field, hoping not to see too much motor trouble and attrition. Waiting for these boys and girls to get rolling, and here they are. Going to be rolling around for one parade lap. They'll be making the strategy stop at the end of this one and then going green the lap after that. But the early part so far of the Indy Lights series, not a big surprise, running on the big speedway at Daytona during speed weeks. It was Progar, who's starting shotgun on the field right there in the Green Mountain Enterprises car, who took the win at Daytona last week. As we said before, Grandpa Bubby, who's starting second in the independent ride there, who got the win at Long Beach. Progar still holds the points lead. Indy Lights series runs the Formula Renaults on the speedways, but runs these little Formula Cs here on the road courses. And with the series coming into Watkins Glen this weekend for the Super Weekend, where both the American and International Tour are here in upstate New York, we've got ourselves a very good looking racing weekend. We'll be running IndyCar tomorrow night. You'll have the V8 World Tour, Grand Am Touring Series, and Camel GT on Saturday, and then on Sunday you've got Formula One running the United States Grand Prix and the Bud at the Glen Winston Cup race Sunday afternoon. So a big weekend here at the Glen. Cars will be coming into the pit box for their strategy stop here. Little man will give me a high five. Low five. On the side. Eat a man. Fist bump. He's ready for the racing, sitting here quietly. You'll get really excited in the IndyCar practice afterward when I hook the wheel up and turn some laps. That's when he's jumping up and down, yelling at me. But these little cars, they do a good job of getting drivers used to running in the bigger, more powerful Indy cars. We got a handful of veterans here in here. We've got 2 former IndyCar Series champions in the race, and Rita St. James in Super 8. But a lot of less experienced drivers, or at least drivers who haven't won in the IndyCar Series and the big championship series. Strategy going to be something to think about here. You know, they're going to take on heavy fuel. You're going to try to, you know, stretch it without a pit stop. I mean, it's tough to tell, you know, what is the proper strategy to go with these cars. They're so equal. In an Indy Lights car, I can tell you right away, track position is vital. You need to have the right call to maintain that track position, and the Indy Lights series is a excellent example of that. You're not running the bus stop here, so it's going to be about speed, setting things up. And I would feel very comfortable being up among the top 3 or 4 starters here. Some of the promising, lesser experienced drivers, first couple seasons in the league, guys like Blondie's Mister starting in 4th for newly formed 6-2 Motorsports. He is won a late model race already, very talented driver. I guess he's moving back in the field. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I thought he was starting in the 4th place spot. Might have a grid penalty. That could be what we're looking at. He might be serving a grid penalty from previous weeks, but either way, he's gone back to 7th. So flat outs, but that is the correct spot for him. Blondie, nonetheless, still a promising driver. All right, we're getting ready to go towards the start. Average Gamer, the Australian driver for... All right, well, getting disconnected from the lobby. Not really sure what happened there, viewers, but got disconnected from the lobby there. And I do not have an invite, so let's see what happens with these guys. I'll keep the broadcast going to see if I get an invite back in, but obviously some kind of technical snafu on the broadcast feed.
Great Booger.
I believe they are returning to the lobby here. And we should be able to get the feedback. Little technical trouble. All right, still on the... Get back in the room here. Not really sure what happened there, Rita. It just kicked me out. All right. Yeah, it's no problem. Let me bring Twindy in here. He's going to work the booth with me. Where is? No, we've never had a problem with that in the past. Yeah. Why don't I just make another room just to... You know the starting order. This will just be... We'll clear it up. All right, no problem. Hang tight. All right, new room going up here. Just a quick double check of the settings. sure everything's right. Practice and qualifying are disabled. Everything looks good. Alrighty. Repertoire whenever we broadcasted together. Waiting for Rita to get in here, and then we'll get the rest of the drivers. She's firing back up. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the drivers in. What do you mean the date? Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that. I'm about to double check it. I think that should cover our field here. Yeah, that was one of those odd ass resets. 2 windows, looks good, 12 o'clock. Weather's correct. Practice and qualifying are off. All right, viewers, thanks for standing by. We're just sorting through the technical difficulty. One of Twindy's cousins ran out onto the backstretch and started a fight with security during the parade laps. All right, so we know we're missing Rita, but there's one other one too, because there were 12 starters, so there should be 14 in the final room, including myself and Twindy. So besides Rita, who are we missing here? Daz. I don't see Daz. Is he still listed as offline? Because Daz, you son of a bitch. Yeah, somebody should send me an invite just in case I get popped out. Yeah, one person. Yeah, yeah. I can pick anyone I want. Which one of your teams has the best hospitality tent? That's the one I'm taking. All right, all right, you guys know. Yeah, you're right about that. All right, so you guys got this. You know the starting lineup. If everybody knows where they're starting, I can give us the thumbs up, and we can fire you guys up and get the race going. And me and Twindy will go back to the broadcast booth and watch you guys put on a great show or fall flat on your faces, one or the other. Okay. All right, guys. Thumbs up already. Best of luck. I'm going to hit the booth. Let's try putting on a good show this time. Have a good one, guys. See you after the race. Need to give Rita an invite just so she can get in here when she needs to. If the fit hits the shan, so to speak. But as we were saying to the viewers before, third round of the championship early on. Twindy, you're a two-time champion in this series. Besides getting track position and qualifying and keeping it, what do you do to win a race in an Indy Light style car on a track like this?
So, I mean, the easiest way to do it, right, is to be up front at the start and just avoid all the other mayhem and then not make a mistake. You know, if you can just keep it straight. Yeah, I'm working on it. If you can just keep it straight and just, you know, run your race and make everyone have to pass you, you know, don't give it to anybody. It makes things a lot more difficult for everybody. Here, you know, it's going to be big. You know, don't make a mistake in one. Get off the carousel clean. Get out of the S's clean. You know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And being a guy who's won an IndyCar championship as well, both of us have. What are your feelings on how is running in this race get you something for tomorrow's IndyCar race? I know that Rita, who's another former champion, she's in this race because she thinks so.
Well, so that's the great thing is it's just track time. Any sort of track time you can get, you know, pretty much helps. You know, it doesn't even necessarily have to be in the same type of car like this is. You know, like it could be practicing for another one of the series, but just lap time and just getting used to the track and seeing how the weather is for the week. That's plenty of help as is. You know.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you on that. Average winning the pole, he's going to be in a good position. Grandpa, who won at Long Beach last week, same deal. Wound up near the front at the right time and used the lead on a restart to pull away from the field. You can do that in these kind of cars. They're so closely matched that track positions is important. Strategy is going to be important. I don't know what these guys are. You know, some people may think they may not want to stop. Some may want to stop once. Some may want to burn the hell out of soft tires and stop twice. Under yellow, who pits, I think, is going to be an interesting strategy. I think you're going to see a lot of different things, but that's exactly what this series is for. Get you ready for the big race and also for the for the less experienced drivers back there to get a feel for running this kind of event. Personally, I think it's a great championship. It's very tight racing. Some of the stalwarts of the top end series of IndyCar don't run this one, so there's a little bit of room on the podium to try to make a name for yourself in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't go wrong with close, open wheel racing. Pretty much anywhere, it's competitive and it's a lot of fun. First one on the season, I'm gonna be getting able to watch it all, but I expect, with it being the Glen and how good of shows we can put on here, this is gonna be a good one.
I'll tell you, those are people like you and me who have a lot of experience in the league, and I'd tell the viewers this. Generally, a situation like this is in a race like this, look at the top 5 qualifiers. At least 2 of them are going to flush that down the toilet. At some point, they are going to make the mistake that's going to mean they have to fight to get it back. Now, usually in a race like this, you can also, by the second, look at the next 5 cars from like 6 through 10, or in this case, 6 go all the way to the end. There's at least 2 or 3 of those that are going to move up, that are going to come out. They're much faster in race trim. So the question is, that's where the cross happens. Average grandpa, we know they're quick out front. I think they have the bull by the horns here at the start, but you're going to see 2 or 3 cars from the back and 2 or 3 cars from the front going in opposite directions. And how the cautions fall and how the strategy falls, and what's a short race. It's only half the distance of an IndyCar race at 37 laps on the board. So, it's tough to see exactly how it's going to play out. But it's going to be a good show. And as I said to any of the drivers watching, we will be opening an IndyCar practice. Track will open for after this. But here we got Average Gamer, Grandpa Bubby right behind him, Remy, Flat Out, and Rita, your top 5 starters. Progar, the points leader, is starting shotgun on the field in 12th. As they come down.
Here, I don't know if that's that bad of a place to be starting here on the first start of the race. Everyone barreling down into turn 1. You never know what can happen. It's a lot easier to drive through a wreck than to be
involved in it. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you there. But if the guys are smart and they're clean through the first few turns, it's tough being in the back. If they make a clean start, it's tough to move up.
Yeah, I mean, you can also lose by starting out in the back. I didn't see the qualifying session. But knowing Progar, he's probably going to be consistent here and probably drive through a good amount of the field. But yeah, I mean, turn 1 mayhem. Let's hope we don't see it, but it's very possible we do.
All right, well, here we go. Coming out of the last turn. Taking the green flag at Watkins Glen. Are sprinting out wide. Let's take a look back in the field. Do we have any? We got tight battling there in the middle. They are on top of each other. Meanwhile, let's get back up front. Grandpa trying to make the pass for the lead on the outside. Does on the backstretch. These cars are going to draft each other down that backstretch, Twindy, all the way down into the carousel, and this is going to be like a speedway race.
Ooh, Grandpa wants to ride.
Yep, way wide, catches it back. Got a couple of cars wide there.
That's going to be real easy to do. What's the pole you're going to get all the way down that back? Can be inconsistent, the amount of air you're going to have on the front wing all night going down into the carousel.
All right, coming through turn 10 for the last time. Some of these guys going way wide. It looks to me like Remy might be able to lead them back to the flag. All right, let's get some chase cam views. starting from the back of the field. There's Silver. Super Progar's up to 10th. He's trying to put a move on his teammate Daz, but a little discretion right there. He stays to the inside. Wanma, 8th place, working on Blondie here for 7th. As we're on the chase here with Wanma. 2-time Le Mans class winner. And overall winner of the Daytona Continental this season. Biggest win of his career so far, I'd say. He's got he's got Daz trying for him. Back to trackside.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of interesting things coming out of the carousel. Especially since you can get a good run on the outside, but I mean the short way around is also quick. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. That's real important to get out of there clean, though.
Oh,
already
absolutely.
seeing Guntar up in the top 5 as well.
Yeah, he's moved up from 9th place. We're looking here at Flat Out there in the green and white car. That's Rita right behind him in the JME Motorsports ride. Each car's taking different lines there through 1, which is their prerogative. Right there in the middle, closest battle on the track. You've got Blondie, Wanma, Daz, all on top of each other. Rita also. They head down into the carousel. Ooh, Blondie comes over on Rita just a little bit. That is a wonderful turn to watch, man. One of the best in the world, especially when you take out the bus stop.
There's so many different lines you can run through there. There's so many different ways you can make it. It's really a great corner. You know, there's a lot of different philosophies you can use. We got Flat Out way wide up in front. I think managed to hit the sand trap all the way out
losing,
there.
Losing momentum. And he kept it going, still holding on to 5th, but he's got Blondies all over him now. Ooh, it looks like Flat Out gets a little loose. Bottling up the field from where he's at. I'm going to take a look at his package. Yeah, he's got the stability off. He's having a little trouble with the tires coming up to temperature. And he is bottling up this group of cars. There's no doubt about it. They've gone 2 seconds back from the leaders. Up front, meanwhile, Remy and Average Gamer still nose to tail at the front of the field. Remy from the 3rd starting spot.
Side by side off of the carousel here, coming down to 10.
All right, we got him coming into turn 10. Grandpa's on the inside, but preferred line to Guntar. Grandpa very smart there, giving him the room because he didn't have a place to go. But yeah, they're going to be right on top of each other as well. We're seeing a little separation from that top 4 from the rest of the pack here. Flat Out, and Rita right behind him. Got some driving in the back here. Progar trying like heck to get by Super. Take over 10th place. Looks like he does down into turn 1. These guys back here praying for a caution. While up front here in the middle, there's your battle for 5th. Flat Out, Rita, Blondie's not far behind him. Seeing a little bit of separation into groups now. Flat Out goes way wide, hits the tires, comes back across, does an excellent job. Oh, he did an excellent job of avoiding. He got out of the way. We got to give a shout out to give a call to Flat Out there. He saw that there was a car coming through and he jerked the wheel to the left and got out of their way. He lost time, but he saved a wreck. And actually worked out better for him because if he gets hit.
Well, the wreck happened anyways. Daz hit the rumble strip on the inside, went around. Progar got into him, collected. Ace on back, Flat Out kind of. It flat out was just in front of the wreck. Everyone started wrecking behind him.
Okay, so the incident was behind the one we were watching, but I believe that's going to put us under yellow.
Yes, they're now under yellow.
All right, under the first.
Daz dove it in there, got loose, hit the rumble strip on the inside, collected pretty much everyone behind him. Just it's real hard to avoid a wreck in the carousel. A sideways car can take up a lot of space in there.
Yeah, but what we were on the broadcast, you got to give flat out credit. And he not only did he avoid the wreck, but the fact is he caught the car, hit the wall, and came back in 7th. If he had wrecked, he'd have been back in 12th. So the fact is that it was a brilliant move. The way that he saved that was very smart. Well, behind him we missed it, but like Twindy said, obvious. You know what happened behind him. The car went around and nobody had time to avoid it. What makes the carousel such a thrilling turn, especially on the old layout that SCL runs, is also what makes it a dangerous corner. It's fast. There's no time to react. But here in the top 5, Remy shooting from the 3rd starting spot for JME Motorsports to take the lead. Guntar from 9th place starting position has moved all the way up to 2nd. Grandpa Bubby slotted into 3rd. Average Gamer, your pole sitters, back in 4th, and Rita St. James right where she started in 5th. The pits are going to open here on working lap 8 of 37 on the first caution, and we'll see who decides to take it down pit row. Twindy, you're in the car. How far up in the field do you got to be to where you're gonna stay out, or how far back do you got to be to where you're gonna say I'm going in?
I would say back half. I think 7th on back, going in, getting some freshies, coming back out, seeing what I can do. 7th might be a bit of a push, depending on how the race is going. I would say probably Progar on back is a definite. And it looks like it's only the back 2, Wanma and Daz.
Yep, Wanma and Daz. Extreme Speed Motorsport and Green Mountain. Let's see which one beats the other one out here. Looks like Daz got held.
Yep, looks like Wanma and Daz. But yeah, no, I'm surprised. I thought Tupamoy would have came in. You know, they didn't run many laps, but just to get the warm, sticky tires again, you know, rather than rolling around under yellow, letting the tires cool way down. You know, at least reset your pressures nonetheless. You know, get what you want, get what you set up for.
Yeah, I mean that's obvious. If my answer to that question would be 8th or 9th on back, I would have probably gone in. But at the same time, unless you're at the absolute front in an Indy Lights car, you know, a support type of car with this long backstretch, even if you're faster than somebody, off the restarts, at least while you're still together, they're just going to draft right by you. And I think people are really, really seeing what track position can do. You know, and they're just trying to get that track position, knowing the race is going green at some point. So we'll see here. They're going to have 28 to go here as they hit the line. Remy's out in front. Of course, the longtime veteran making his return here to the SCL last season. And he's going to be leading them back. Oh, it is. It is. Former Indy 500 champion. Winner of 6 races in the IndyCar series, but he's running a lot of the support series just to get his sea legs back under him. Well, he's bringing us back to the line for the restart as they're taking lap 10. And we are green. I'm going to go back to about the middle of the field and see what we get here. Diving into turn 1. Oh, big wreck, big wreck. Somebody went over. I believe that was Daz. No, that was Progar. Definitely going to be a caution there. I'm not sure what happened there. We were right on board with that. I don't think the car on the outside line came down onto him. I mean, tell me what you saw, Twindy, but I don't think the guy came down. I don't think the guy came down onto him. It looked like Progar drifted up a little, but that could have been a latency issue too. But you can't say that whoever that was on the outside didn't give him room, because whoever was on the outside was all the way to the grass. or close to it. So I think it was just a dirty air pulling them together. But that's going to put Progar right where he started the race here. And that gives us our second caution. We have a 3-flag limit up until lap 20 and then 2 flags from lap 20 to the finish. So that's the second one. And they're going to go ahead and restart. Let's do this restart on board the chase cam. We will go to Progar at the back of the field here and see if we can see the action. Remy will be leading them up to the front. Progar, the point leader, definitely wants to get out of no man's land back here. I mean, he's looking, if you're racing for points as he is, you're thinking top 5 at least, and so he's got to move up. He had a good run. I'm not really sure what happened there, but obviously what happened is 2 open wheel cars got too close to each other, regardless of who was at fault. They were way close to each other to make that kind of contact. All right, here we go. Coming back towards the line. Remy's leading them back. We're on the chase cam here at the back. Little man's working the camera himself. All right, we're green. A little bit of bumpity bump, but they get through it. Progar with a big run, but he has nowhere to take it because his teammate's in front of him. He checks up, and that sends Super by. That's a tough spot to be in. Let's move up here as we're doing the chase cam. Somebody's on the grass. That's Average Gamer riding in the grass. Back up. I'm working the camera here, boy. Trying to mess with my camera. A couple of cars going wide. Wanma's up into the tires. And Daz blows by him. Let's jump on Daz, who's in 7th place right now. You can see all the cars right in front of him. He's coming up on Silver and Flat Out, battling for 5th, but has nowhere to take it going into turn 10. You got Wanma with a run right behind Daz. Let's get back onto the trackside cam. Right here in the middle of the pack. Yeah, it's a good race. Would you chill out? Right behind Flat Out here where Silver's right on his tail and Daz is leading that next group. He takes it all the way out to the fence, and these guys are going to be all on top of him as well. Well, this is Indy Lights Racing right there. Take a look at Super. He's right in the middle of that pack. Another former Indy 500 winner and IndyCar champion. Well, Twindy will keep an eye on these guys. We'll jump up front as we've got the front 3. Remy leading Guntar from Green Mountain. Blondie's from 6-2 Motorsports right behind him as Guntar goes outside. And Rita's not far behind them. Ooh, Guntar makes contact with Remy. I'm not sure if that's going to be a call. He came up, just barely touched Remy's back bumper and might just keep going. He got real close to Remy coming through turn 10.
Remy's backing off, they called
him. All right, they're going to call it the 3rd caution. It's possible you could have kept that one going because Guntar was straight after the contact, but you can't blame him for calling it either. It's technically an incident. Blondie's Mister loses it under yellow there. He's getting bounced around. Meanwhile, Remy just held his line there. Guntar got a little too close, and in these open wheel cars, you make contact and slappy pappy around you go. That's a tough spot for Blondie's Mister. He was 2nd in line and lost it under yellow and falls all the way back to 10th. Did they make a lap there, Twindy? I'm not sure.
I believe that they did.
I believe that they did. Yeah, that is the 3rd caution in the first half. And so pits will be open. Yeah, tough luck there for Blondies.
Yeah, it looked like he drove into the back of Remy. I don't know if he didn't hear the call or if he just, wasn't paying attention, but he drove right into the back of Remy, and the open wheel cars will just send you around if you do that.
Yeah, and the car behind him again got into him, yeah. All right, so it's the two JME cars, 1-2, Remy and Rita, Silver Bullet in third, Guntar fourth, Daz has moved up to fifth, just like I called it, man. 3 cars from the back have moved up towards the front, and a couple cars from the front have moved towards the back. Average Gamer's back in 11th, Blondie's back in 10th. Grandpa Bubby, who started second's back in 9th. I think we'll see more pit stops this time. Let's see who decides to come in. Ninth place, Grandpa Bubby. Stop, dude. Average Gamer from back in 11th has decided to come in. They're under yellow. I can't make them start racing. I mean, I could, but it would be illegal. Twindy, let's switch over to that room and just yell green, 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 just so little man will leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that'll do the trick. Honestly, like, the best part is everyone would probably start laughing with me going in there and doing it.
Yeah. All right, dude, I'm letting them. They're lining up. They're going green now. They've got no more yellows till at least lap 20. So this is going to be a critical restart. I think I'm going to jump on the chase cam from the back again on this one so we can see what's going on. We'll be on board with the pole sitter, Average Gamer, who finds himself back in 12th. He's been all over the track so far today. He's been in the grass, up in the tires. But he's fast enough to move his way through the field. Question, these guys just pitted. Can they go 24 laps, 23 laps on the tires, Twindy?
I would think that they could.
I think they can. I'm not saying they can't, but will they lose enough time to where a quick stop for tires will catch up to them? That's the question. All right, you see how close some of these guys are. They're asking for trouble in these cars. Use the car length, guys. Stay a car length back from somebody. All he has to do is check his brakes, and Average is going around. All right, they're coming to the restart here. No more cautions till lap 20. They got 24 to go here in the Indy Lights at the Glen. They're going green. Quit pushing on me. I'm not the one controlling them. He thinks I'm playing the game.
That's funny.
All right, they're going green now. All right, let's see what Average does here from the back. Don't touch it. They got no yellows to save him at this point. He's trying to get to the outside of flat out. He's in danger of pushing.
So wide, they wrecked in the back. Frogar around. Someone got loose. I think it might have been
flat out's back here.
That got loose and collected Frogar. I'm not sure though.
All right, moving up through the field here. Tell. Average definitely got into the tail of I think flat out, and he had to try to catch it back. Somebody off wide there into the tires. That was Wanma. All right, dude. I'll get back onto the trackside cam. These guys are firing through the field right now. You got to have somewhere to take that run, and that's where guys are having a problem. Nowhere to take the run. They're fanning out three wide here on the front stretch.
Remy's in a real good spot. He's got a big gap here. If he can just break that draft, he might be able to scoot away from the field. And with the beat having to be green here for a while, he's in a real good spot as long as he can hang on to the tires.
We'll take a look up front. These guys back here in the field. Silver Bullet struggling through the S's. That car's sliding all over the place on him. Let's take a look up front. Remy does have a bit of a gap, but they're closing in under the draft. He's got Guntar, teammate Rita. Blondie's Mr. back up to the front, where I'm sure he feels like he belonged after. Ooh, Blondie's gets into Rita hard. Gives her a little nudge out of the way. turning with 4 wheels instead of 8. But he does take 3rd place. We'll keep it on him for the time being. Goes through the carousel, gives Rita a little love tap, which I doubt she's feeling.
Yeah, Rita's probably not all that happy. But that's amazing that they closed back up to Remy, because Remy had that gap up to a second, and by the time they got to the carousel, it was down to 3/10. So the draft in these cars is big and long.
Oh yeah, they're pulling on him. Guntar's right back on his tail. Blondie's is there. Rita's got Super all over her back. Let's go back a little bit in the field. Average Gamer's moved all the way up to 6th here. He's obviously cut his way through the field. 6th, 7th, and 8th are a little bit separated. And down here towards the back. Dude, you need to chill out. I'm not giving you the controller. No. Ooh, flat out into the tires again. That allows Silver Bullet to go by. Progar 8 seconds back, is trying to catch back up. I think he has a shot, because when tires start to go, guys are going to be slowing each other up to the corners quite a bit, and you'll be able to catch up by yourself, I believe. Damn, you need to chill out. All right, Remy's back to 6th. What happened to Remy?
I missed it. I saw Blondie go way wide in the carousel, and I'm not quite sure what happened with Remy. He had an off somewhere, because that lap he just ran was a solid 5 seconds off.
Yeah, no doubt. He's back in 6th place now. He's got Wanda pressuring him for that, but that puts Guntar back up front with Super 8 right behind him by about a second. Blondie's Misters in 3rd, Rita in 4th, Average Gamer up to 5th, and Remy in a big line right behind them. So Guntar of Green Mountain has gone from the 9th place starting spot out up front. And something happened to Remy there. Let's get on board here. There's the battle for 3rd place. Blondie's Mr. just in front of Rita. Average Gamer's there as well. He's trying to go to the inside, and then Remy right behind him. These guys by no means out of it. Average has proven the speed to get up here. He needs to settle in and try to pick them off one at a time. Right there, he went a little wide, and Remy's all over him now. Oh. Take a look at our comments. Progar park it or disconnect?
I'm not sure. He's gone off the board though, so.
I'll give him an invite here to the room and see if. All right, I'll shoot it to him here real quick. Try not to miss any of the action on the track that people are watching. Yep, there they go.
Blondie was smart, backed out of it. Average split the middle. Had a big run out of 11.
Oh, well, that was an atrocious.
What are you doing up here?
I had brake issues tonight, man. My brake pedal kept hanging, and then it wasn't working. That caused the accident with the Silver, and I figured the best bet is to park it.
I hear you. You having mechanical issues, it probably is.
Yeah.
All right, so Progar, welcome into the booth here. Let's see, we're looking at the battle for 3rd. Rita's just ahead of Average. Not really sure what put Remy back to 6th. He must have had an off, but did you see that on the track, Progar?
I was so far behind.
Average Gamer getting a little too close.
I'd make headway, and then my brake would just start dragging, and then next thing you do, I'm doing 80 miles an hour on the straightaway. So,
I've had that happen before.
My crew better get their crap together for practice.
I hear you. I've had that same thing happen, so I know. Guntar now has quite a gap, 2.4 seconds on Super 8.
And he's got random pressures tonight. He's like, I just threw something at it.
Well, they may be able to chop it down, drafting on the long straightaways.
Together.
They should be able to catch him.
Together. But he's able to hold a lot of speed through that carousel.
Somebody's shooting way wide. I'm going to take a wild guess that that's average. It is.
Yeah, you'd be correct.
He has been everywhere on this track so far.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and he's making it work. So,
yeah, you're making
Blondie's is driving angry right now with that bump in the back where he had to he got out of whack during the.
You're talking about under yellow? Yeah. He probably is, but what he's going to see when he looks at the replay is that he got too close to the leader. He almost hit the leader and checked up and then got hit from behind.
Yeah, Rita got bumped and then got bumped.
So he was as responsible for that as any of the other drivers.
Yeah. And he had that monster restart.
He's still in it, back in 6th, only 5 seconds back.
Yeah,
the flags are back up too.
Yep.
Seeing Guntar there in the foreground, the cars right there in the background that we're looking at now.
I'm actually on board with Blondie's over on the SCL too. But yeah, I feel bad for Silver. He and Flat Out are running together, and I did it. So I mean, if he decides he wants to pull a report, I won't.
I'm sure he's aware of your mechanical failure.
Yeah. But still, I mean, I wouldn't hold it against him if he did. Grandpa and Daz Grandpa Daz and Wanma having this.
Take a look. I'm on chase cam here with Grandpa in 9th. This is the battle for 7th. Wanma 7, Daz 8, Grandpa 9. See, he's got the draft, nowhere to go. He's playing it smart. Back off. Ooh, Daz is losing it.
Yeah, Daz went a little wide. Wanma went wide, and Grandpa benefited.
Shot right through the middle. Yep.
Yep.
Great save though. That's exactly what Daz did earlier in the race when Big Wreck happened in the carousel.
He got too low and the car's loose when you get on the inside line. Yeah. See Super trying to get by Average Gamer here. Super's got to feel great about where he's running. He's another veteran who didn't make the switch to the new Project Cars 2 software and is just now getting back into the swing of it. That's why he's in Indy Lights. Former IndyCar champion and Indy 500 winner, and he's running up here in 4th and pressure and average for 3rd place. He's looking to make the move on him. Rita, meanwhile, has been chopping down time on Guntar. Up front, she's down within 2 seconds now. Super trying to find the line here. Got to be patient at this point. Even if a yellow comes out and you wreck, you're losing track position. That I think it's too late to count on getting back.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really took the pits unless they were in the last 2. Oh, he got a nice run coming off of that final corner going down into 1 here. Oh.
That was a clean. That was a clean pass. Super was there. He was on the inside. Average didn't see him.
On my screen, there wasn't even contact, so that was very, very puzzling for me. But obviously, can see what happened.
Well, what it was, Super got up beside him. Average didn't see him, and Average started to turn in. And when the boxes made contact, Average car came to about a stop. But at the end of the day, Super got up inside of him. He was there going into the turn. He had the position. Average turned down into him, not seeing him. So it was latency as to what happened when they touched, but it would have been a touch because Super had the spot. He's moved up now to third. He's got Remy right on his tail. Up front, Guntar still maintaining about 2.5 seconds back and forth with Rita.
Yeah, I'm still riding on board with Grandpa Average and Blondie now.
Looks like for the most part, the field's spread out. It's just a couple groups here and there, a couple pairs. The trio, with Blondie, Average, and Grandpa, but pretty much everyone else is paired up or by themselves at this point.
Grandpa had a little scrub with the wall there.
All right, looking at the battle for fifth. Blondie's Mister trying to hang on over the pole sitter Average Gamer, who's all over him. And that's the thing that's one of those things. Average is going to be a great driver in this league, in whatever series he chooses to run. This is the stuff he has to learn. He's not doing himself a favor right there, being right on his gearbox. He's going to make the pass here because Blondie's is smart and doesn't want contact. But the fact is, running down the backstretch like that, right on a guy's tail, if you run out of room before the corner, you don't have anywhere to go. Especially with someone on your back, as soon as you check up, they're going to be on top of you. So you're going to lose a position running like that to some extent. It's tough with the draft here, but that's the kind of stuff he's got to figure out if he's going to run up front in the big series. Blondie's hits the wall.
Oh, wow.
Blondie's hits the wall and into Grandpa. They both saved it. Blondie's came off the wall right as Grandpa went underneath him.
We were on board on the bumper of Grandpa's car for that one.
They were very, very close there, but Blondie's hangs on.
That was something else.
Was it for that, or was it for something else?
It must have been for something else because I don't believe that would have been a caution. They caught that.
No, I mean and they still had decent speed. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Had to be somewhere else because that was not a cautionable call. They both caught the car and kept going.
Yeah.
So if that's what it was, if there's anybody in there watching the broadcast, let the officials make an announcement. You caught the car, keep going. But anywho, the pits are going to open. That is the first yellow second half, I believe.
I feel a little bit better now that Silver's back up on the pack.
Yeah, that's the first yellow of two in the second half. So pits are gonna open. About 10 laps to go. Once again, I don't know who we're gonna see make the pit stop. I don't think anybody in the top 5 or 6 is gonna do it because you need the track position.
And honestly, unless you're trying a different set of tires, like you might have 2 strategies, your fuel is fine, your tires are fine.
Yeah.
The track is not that abrasive that your tires are going away. So,
got any takers here?
I did not see any.
Flat out and Silver.
All right, flat out and Silver at the back. Let's see who's be 2 out.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
If you're in the back, get those tires. You may as well try to get some sort of advantage since you have to come from the back to begin with.
Let's see the Silver beat Flat Out of the pits. Nope, Flat Out's going to beat him out. All right.
That's all right. I don't think they're really trying all that hard. We're going to go ahead and hit cancel before we exit. And I'm going to hop on board, hop on the roof, I think, with Silver here for this restart.
All right, up front it's Guntar, followed by the JME cars of Rita and Remy, Super 8. Guntar's got 3 former Indy 500 winners right behind him, and then Average Gamer in 5th, who's been fast all day, but also hasn't seen a single thing on the track he hasn't wanted to hit. So we'll see if this is going to be an interesting restart.
I mess with Gamer a lot, but he is a pretty good driver.
He's a talented driver, and once he figures out racecraft and patience, he's going to be tough to beat.
Oh yeah, he's already tough, but he's always good for a crazy game or at least once a race. It's like a crazy eye that only is spinning your tires and you're pointing the other way.
All right, Guntar is going to bring him down with 9 to go. Restart's going to be vital here. You guys are going to be in the back. I'm going to hit chase cam from 5th place with Average Gamer here on this restart.
Yeah. I figure, I was talking to Silver as we were, starting off the race. The goal was to kind of hang back and see what, how it folded out. So I think he's been kind of just back here turning laps and getting that experience.
All right, here they go, coming down to the restart. Guntar leads them down. All right, we're green.
Yeah, nice laid back start between Flat Out and Silver. I really do think he's trying to get some experience.
Blondies gets loose. Super does a great job of avoiding hitting him in the back. He bumped him a little bit. That cost Super pretty bad with momentum. The whole field is on top of him now. Daz is loose. Contact with Silver and Flat Out. Flat Out goes around, and that's going to probably be your last caution.
Yeah, yep.
That's going to be your last caution. Silver got loose there in the carousel, couldn't keep it off of Flat Out. And definitely that is going to be the final caution. They are not going to be back up. They'll go around one more time, but the pits are not going to open. And we are going to end up with about a 7-lap shootout here to the finish. Silver threw it in there, but that car was understeering, and then he tried to correct it, and he turned the wheel too hard, and then the back end came out, and Flat Out was right there, and he tail whipped him. And he tried to save it, but around he went, caught the wall. All right, that's the end of the cautions. 5 flags have been used. They are going to be going green to the finish here for the Indy Lights at the Glen. Guntar, Rita, Remy, Average Gamer managed to move up to 4th. Wanman into 5th. Blondies with his little slide fell back to 6th. And we're just going to have to see. I'm going to take the restart here from the back of the field and move up through the chase cam here on the restart. Try to get the action as this is the race now. And who we're watching here are the cars that have been loose. Flat Out, Daz, and Silver have all had trouble in the carousel. And they're all in the back.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Gonna get down to nitty-gritty here. Things are gonna, pick up a little bit. Just hope everyone keeps it smart, even though it's at the end here.
Oh, somebody's sending.
Yeah,
oh,
there's been a couple cars real loose, yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with sending it as long as you don't hurt anybody in the process.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's gonna run out of grip and talent at some point in the next couple of laps.
Or will be in the carousel.
And more than likely.
Oh, that was that little bump there between Silver and Flat Out.
All right, we're on board in the back. Final restart, 7 laps to go in the Indy Lights at the Glen. Guntar's leading them back. Remy and Rita right behind her. We'll move up through the field as the action progresses. All right, and we are green for the final time. Flat Out by himself there. Yeah, did not get hit. That was on his own.
Yeah, he just shot left.
Super 8 here, ninth trailing Daz. He's going to get a heck of a run down the backstretch here.
So Silver. Wisely checking up.
Daz still loose as a goose through the carousel on cold tires.
Silver held it nicely.
On board here with Grandpa in fifth. He is right behind Blondie's Mister. Remy getting loose in front of him. That's the other thing you got to watch for. A guy in front of you has a problem. There's no way to avoid it.
There you go.
Grandpa, average trying to get to the inside of Grandpa here. Can't quite get it done. These guys are right on top of each other. Try to go back to some trackside action if it'll give us a good shot. There's your battle for fourth. 1, 2, and 3 right in front of them. Blondie's is very, very loose right now and bottling up the field a bit, from what I can tell. He's having some problems on cold tires.
Grandpa got a great run up through the S's, and it looked like Blondie pinched him off a little bit at the top.
Well, you got 3 wide going into the carousel here. Thankfully enough somebody backed off there.
Taking some interesting lines, using the flat a little bit.
Daz just moved up 2 positions.
These guys are on it. They are all over Blondie's now for fourth. He's got to gather himself and get a good run off the last corner here so he has something to defend with. He's doing a good job giving him room. Not there, he wasn't. Almost put average into the wall. But he's just hanging on to that thing right now.
And Wanma looks like he's trying to force some air from Daz.
Ooh, looks like average got way too close there like we've been talking about. He got loose trying to get on the brakes. Yep. Daz gets by him. That's what I meant. You got to give yourself some margin for error. Because now he's going to lose more positions with the guys that are right on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Daz, it's a great run down the back here.
Run off against Blondie's, yeah. Got the inside line going into the carousel.
He's been having problems on the inside of the carousel all night.
Looks good. Stable there. There you go.
Average way wide. All the way back to 9th.
All right, let's take a look up front. Guntar just ahead of Rita. Remy right behind him. This is going to be a dogfight to the finish here. They're basically the same speed. We'll get back to that group of cars here battling for fourth. Daz, Blondie's, Grandpa, and then 7, 8, and 9 are going at it. This is going to be just what we thought.
Lap times are pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're running right on top of each other.
Gotta give my teammates some screen time here.
Oh, I will here, especially get towards the finish. Less than 4 to go.
I was talking about Daz. I'm on Daz right now. You know, Blondie's and Grandpa.
That's where we've been.
Right up behind him.
Oh yeah, that's where we're at. He's got Blondie's and Grandpa coming after him. I worry about it though because Daz and Blondie's have been loose in the carousel. I don't think they can take the dirty air of each other through there lap after lap.
Daz leading though, and his tires are coming up temperature. I think is going to be a little bit better. But oof.
Blondie was getting ready to try the power move around the outside.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I really thought he was going to come back on track and just clip him.
Grandpa looking.
Taking a look.
Good move there by Blondie's. He makes a little contact and he sends Daz around. Oh, Daz and was that Super? Yep, got taken around.
Yeah, Super's on his roof.
I don't know that you can put too much into that though. Blondie's did get the line inside. He just slid up a little bit and they made contact. It's might be a racing incident because he did have the line going into the corner and they were side by side. I think they got sucked into each other.
Going in carousel.
Yeah, It just looked like a real late dive. He was tucked up behind, and then as they got on the brakes, he decided to jump out.
It's an aggressive move, no doubt, but I do think he was beside him as they turned into the corner. It was a tight move, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Daz isn't super thrilled about it, but the one defense I can say from the one look we just got is that he was up beside him as they turned in. It just was a very narrow line to try to make, but they almost made it work. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Well, Gunter's checked out 2 seconds now.
Yeah, he's run out in front. We'll get back on him on the white flag lap.
Rita and Remy are, I think, just kind of nose to tail at this point. Finish the race, get points.
Still battling here for 4th, 5th, and 6th, right pretty much on top of each other.
I think you'd be surprised. I think Rita's going to try at least something. Nothing too aggressive. Don't want to take out the teammate, but
yeah.
Rita's not exactly one to just sit there.
Silver's made it up to 7th though, so that's a good showing for him.
Don't do that.
Riding in the back the whole race.
You almost gave him the curse. He got real loose as you brought him up.
Sorry, Silver. I already moved on too. That was the thing. Up to Gamer. Right. He and Grandpa are fighting again.
All right, Guntar's taken the white flag. He's got about 2 seconds on Remy in 2nd place. Let's see if he can hold on and get his first Indy Lights win. They're still fighting there for 4th place. Grandpa narrowly holding off Average Gamer. That's where the action is on the track right now. Meanwhile, up front, Guntar through the carousel. See if that back rear end sticks for him. It does. He got the track position and held on to it. And that's, it didn't matter where he started. He came through the incidents. He got the track position. He kept it. He's held off the challenges behind him. And it looks like Guntar from Green Mountain Enterprises is going to be your Indy Lights at the Glen winner. First career Indy Lights win. Right behind him, Remy's going to bring it home 2nd, Rita in 3rd. There's a battle for 4th. Looks like Grandpa holds off Average Gamer.
Silver finishes with a solid 7th.
On the 8th, flat out 9th, Daz and Super taking it on the chin. They had good races going when they got caught up in that at the end, so tough finish for them. But there it is, folks. Guntar from Green Mountain, 2nd Indy Lights win for Green Mountain on the season. First career win in the Indy Lights for Guntar as he takes home the win. Remy brings it home in 2nd, Rita St. James in 3rd, Grandpa 4th, Average Gamer in 5th. Let's go ahead. If you want to jump over there, Progar, tell them we're going to get we'll bring the the podium drivers in. And thank them for a great race here. Let me go ahead and get the screenshots.
Yeah, as soon as Guntar got up there, he did basically exactly what I said. Just get the track position. Hold everybody. It
Yeah, it was a good show. We saw a lot of action. As I said right there may be people talking about sending in a report at the end there. I know it was a tight move, but my personal opinion just by watching it the first time, watching it live, was that he did have a spot there. He held on to it long enough to at least get the line. And Daz, to his credit, wasn't going to give him nothing. He was going to run his line. And Blondie's probably came up a little bit, but they were side by side. It wasn't an easy situation. Let me go ahead and return it to the lobby for these guys and talk to our driver as well. Race winner, congratulations, Guntar. First career Indy Lights win came from starting in the back, got the track position, held onto it. Tell us a little about your race.
Yeah, I mean it really was just keep the nose clean. That was the biggest thing, was keep the nose clean. Race hard, give when you got to give, and take when you can. But Rita did a real good job holding me off and fighting me a little bit there. We had a couple of laps where we were running side by side, but yeah, it was basically just go for the track position, get it, and hold on to it.
Yeah, great job. First career win in the series. Rita, I know what you're going to say here. It's, damn it, Remy, you were in the booth here. Where the hell did you go? He has a booth invite. I don't know what he's asking for. All right. Rita, I know what you're going to say here. The same thing I'd be saying in that situation. If the roles were reversed, you probably could have. You probably could have held Gunter off, but you got all the way up there to second, and you guys kind of flatlined with each other.
Yeah, we did. It's true. I didn't really have a lot for Gunter. He was just a bit quicker than me. So all I could do is try and hold on. But we did pull out quite a big gap before one of the cautions came out. I think we were about 7 seconds ahead of everyone else. So we were quite comfortably ahead. But I once I caught him in his draft into the carousel. We went a couple of times. But he just had a little bit more top line speed on me.
Well, yeah, great race run, Remy. Second place, second straight week on the podium. Tell us about your day.
Oh, it went wonderful. I was leading the first half of the race, and then I got into a little bit of contact. But I knew the setup of the car was really fast towards the end of the race. And yeah, I'm just so happy to be on the podium, second again, climbing up in the standings of the championship. So yeah, it was a great race, man. I had so much fun in these cars. So
it's a blast in Indy Lights.
Yep. And again, congrats to Gunter winning the race. He was a fine, how do you say it, rival. He was fast as well.
A worthy opponent.
Worthy opponent, man. Very, very, very. I really like racing. So, and my teammate Rita on the podium as well. So, yep, we're doing okay. So, Jamie got some points again.
Yeah, so good race, guys.
I'm happy.
All right, I'm gonna sign off from the broadcast. Congrats again to Gunter and Green Mountain for getting the win here. Those of you looking, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night for the Watkins Glen Indy Grand Prix and the IndyCar Series. The big cars getting out here this weekend. And we'll catch you then. Have a good night.